Hi guys, it's Nikki. I just wanted to make a video today showing you the very first console that I ever had as a kid. My parents got me this when I was 4 years old, and it was a really cool console. It is the SNES. This stands for Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with it if you're around my age. This was actually a really fun console growing up. I just feel like that it still holds up today. There were so many great games for it. But before I show you my collection, let me first give you a brief history lesson. In 1991, Nintendo released the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in North America for $199, which is equivalent to $460 in 2024. Approximately 49.1 million consoles were sold worldwide. If you weren't able to experience the SNES era, the good news is you can always buy an old system, or you can check out a pretty decent selection available on your Nintendo Switch if you have an online membership. So now I'm going to show you guys my game collection. These are actually the very same games that I played with as a kid, so I've kept them in pretty decent shape. So two things before we get started here. One, as you see, I have my SNES, but I don't actually know where my cords are at. I know they're around here somewhere, but I can't find them. Two, I did have Mario Paint, and I still do have it somewhere. For some reason, I can't find the game, I can't find the mouse pad, and I can't find the mouse, which I assume they're all together. So if I ever find that, I can show you guys that. But for now, I'm just going to use footage from playing on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm just going to play the SNES games from there and record that. So the first game I'm going to show you guys is the Star Wars Super Empire Strikes Back. So this game was actually really fun. I do not remember beating it. I feel like it was a bit too challenging for me because I was very young when I played it. But I do remember having fun with it, and it was kind of fun just swinging the lightsaber at everything that came at you. And yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. So I would like to replay that sometime. Okay, so next up is Disney's The Jungle Book. I do actually remember this game, and I feel like I got pretty far in it. Although I would like to replay it again sometime soon because I don't believe I actually beat the game ever, and it was pretty fun. I do remember that. It also was very frustrating though. I do remember getting very angry at it and having to take breaks from it. Yeah, basically it was like a side scroller, and you played as the main character Mowgli, and you had to fight various enemies as you do in any game, and you just went through the jungle, and you could swing on vines and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. And next up is Miss Pac-Man. This game was actually really fun too. It was pretty much your standard Pac-Man game, but I had a lot of fun playing it and would definitely play that again. And we have Super Mario World. Obviously, this is a very beloved game in the Mario series. I feel like the original NES Mario games and then Super Mario World for the SNES are some of the best Mario games that exist, in my opinion. I feel like they were a lot more challenging at that time. It was a lot harder to actually complete a game, and I don't actually think I did ever complete a game by myself. My cousins used to play with me, and my oldest cousin, she was amazing at the Mario games and practically speed ran through them. But yeah, I feel like at some point, after the GameCube era, the Mario games just became kind of more, I guess, easier. It just was a lot easier to complete them, less challenging, and they still were fun, don't get me wrong. A Mario game is pretty much always going to be fun, but the older ones were definitely a little more special to me. And that brings me to Super Mario Kart. So my dad and me used to play this a lot together, which was really fun. He wouldn't play many video games, but he was into racing games, so that was a common interest with video games we had. In my opinion, this was the best Mario Kart. I feel like a lot of the newer ones, they're all right and they're fun to play with groups of people, but I feel like this one was actually fun to play alone even. Just kind of the newer ones, I feel like a lot of times they're just kind of doing the same thing or using too many gimmicks in the game. Yeah, I like the original one best. And as I said earlier, I did want to mention Mario Paint. I do have that game. I don't know where it's at, but yeah, that game is really, really fun and had a bunch of fun activities on it. I remember you could do these little coloring pages where it was kind of like Microsoft Paint a little bit. Remember there was this thing where you could create music. You could listen to the music samples they had on there. There's another one that was had a robot, and I can't remember exactly what that one did, but it's been a very long time since I played these. But I am going to try the one on the Switch and maybe include some of that footage. And last but not least, Donkey Kong Country. This is actually one of my all-time favorite games. I don't know if Donkey Kong can ever be as good as Donkey Kong Country, in my opinion. I feel like this game was peak for Donkey Kong. Actually, my husband and I played this again a few years ago, but the game really does hold up. If you've never played this game, out of all of these, I almost would say this one I recommend the most because It is a really fun game. Like, it is like the perfect amount of challenge, but not like so much to where you can't do it still, but it's like still going to require a lot of practice to play it. And it's the graphics look, they really do hold up for how old it is. The art style is really cool. The music, I can't believe I forgot to mention the music. Definitely this game has one of the best soundtracks that I've ever heard. So play it.